Hey there, it's Mike from the Real Estate Photography Podcast, talking about something other than real estate photography. Last week on the blog, or I should say a couple weeks ago, I posted something about a silhouette, and I said, hey, I'll go ahead and show you something a little bit different about a silhouette, and this is it. So here it is. Here's regular old silhouette taken in RAW format, and I talked about last time why it's important to shoot RAW, and here's why. We're going to take this image, we're going to triple process it into something that looks a little bit more like this. They're in a covered bridge, beautiful old, really long covered bridge, and you can't really tell that from this photo here. But you can't bracket it because they're living people and they move. And then, well, I was going to say bracket it and then combine those brackets. So what we do is we go ahead and we shoot it in RAW and we triple process it. So here's how we triple process it. We're going to create a virtual copy. So if you look back to this one, we're going to have to basically take the background and bring it down a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go, let's bring the brightness down, probably around there, boost some contrast, and let's see what we want to do. Boost some blacks. Sounds about right. Okay, so we have our background. Close enough, right? Okay, now what we need to do is we need to create another virtual copy and create the covered bridge part so we can actually see it. And that's actually really simple. It's just about adding the right amount of fill light. You don't want to overdo this effect, so there you go. That shows it off, right? Okay, so we've got our normal exposure, we've got the underexposure, we've got the overexposure, basically. Okay, so what you do is I'm not going to show you how to export them into Photoshop, but you get them all into Photoshop. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, they're all there. So let's start by blending in our background. So basically we throw it on top of the other one, and we'll go ahead and close it so it doesn't get too confusing. Okay, but that's the problem. There's our background, there's our regular old zero exposure. What we do is we add a layer mask and we go ahead and we fill it with black. Now nothing can be seen. So what you do is you take out your brush and you switch the white to the foreground and you just start painting in. So basically you are allowing the I can never work as I do this sort of thing. Basically, you're allowing only the selected part. White means it's going to show through. Only the selected areas to show through. We're going to make it pretty rough. We're not going to spend all day on this. Okay. So then what we need to do now is throw in our beams of the what's it called? The covered bridge. Don't save. So now we have one photo that we're working with, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and add another layer mask, and this one's a little bit easier to do because all you're going to be using, hit the G key for gradient, is you're going to be giving it a nice sort of gradient to show through. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And what we're looking for here, by the way, is we're just looking for how much ceiling do we want to show. Forget that it's starting to expose the background. Let's just pretend that's how much we want to see. Then we need to make sure we still have our layer mask selected, and then we go back to brushing. Whoops, undo. And we go back to hiding the area right here. Relatively simple to do, right? Just painting that in. Nothing too complicated. Okay, so there you go. Here is, I'll undo each one. There's your normal exposure. There's with the nice darkened background, and there's with the recovered ceiling. And that's it. All right. Hope you learned something. Thanks. Bye.